Once upon a time, in a faraway land filled with blooming flowers, sparkling rivers, and rainbows that danced across the sky, there was a beautiful kingdom called Floraland. In the heart of this kingdom stood a crystal palace, home to the little Barbie princess named Luna. Princess Luna had shiny golden hair, sparkling blue eyes, and a kind heart that made everyone in the kingdom adore her. She loved playing with butterflies in the garden, talking to the birds, and picking flowers for the castle. She wore a pink gown with tiny diamonds that shimmered like stars. Floraland was a land of peace. The skies were always sunny, and the people were always smiling. But far away, beyond the misty mountains, lived a dragon. The people had heard stories of the dragon and were scared of him. He breathes fire, they said. He is fierce and dangerous. But Luna didn't believe the stories. She always said, maybe the dragon is just lonely and needs a friend. Chapter 2: The Day the Sky Turned Grey. One morning, as Luna was watering the royal roses, the skies suddenly turned grey. The sun hid behind the clouds, and a cold wind blew across the garden. A royal guard came running to the queen. "Your Majesty," he cried, "the dragon is flying toward the kingdom." Everyone ran and hid. Windows were shut. Doors were locked. Even the birds flew away. But Luna stood by her window, watching the sky. A large shadow crossed the kingdom, and then, whoosh, the dragon flew over the palace. His wings were wide, his tail long, and his scales sparkled like emeralds. But he didn't roar or burn anything. Instead, a soft sound of weeping echoed through the wind. Luna felt a tug at her heart. He's not angry, he's sad. That night, when everyone was asleep, Luna made a decision. I must find the dragon and see why he's sad. Chapter 3: Luna's Brave Journey. With the help of her best friend, a clever talking bunny named Bobo, Luna packed her travel bag. "Let's take carrot cakes for the dragon," Bobo said, "in case he's hungry." They packed a small flute, a shiny star lantern, and a warm blanket. Luna put on her travel cape and whispered to the stars, "Guide me, please." They tiptoed past the guards, climbed onto Luna's magical pony Twinkle, and galloped toward the misty mountains. The journey was full of wonders. They crossed the Rainbow River, where fish sang lullabies. They walked through the whispering woods, where trees told stories if you listened closely. Finally, they reached a quiet valley where wildflowers bloomed and waterfalls sang soft songs. And in the center of the valley, sleeping under a giant tree, was the dragon. Chapter 4: The Gentle Dragon. The dragon looked different up close. His eyes were closed, and tears rolled down his green cheeks. He had a soft, sad snore, and tiny birds were resting on his wings. Luna stepped closer and gently touched his tail. The dragon opened his eyes. "Don't be afraid," Luna said kindly. "I'm Princess Luna. Are you okay?" The dragon blinked. "You're not afraid of me?" Luna smiled. "No. You look sad, not scary." The dragon wiped his tears with a claw. My name is Zephyr. I've been alone for so long. Everyone thinks I'm scary because I'm big. I just wanted someone to talk to. Bobo hopped forward. Well, we brought carrot cakes. Want some? Zephyr sniffed the air. Carrot cakes are my favorite. They sat under the tree and shared cakes. Luna played her flute, and Zephyr gently hummed. For the first time in many years, the dragon smiled. Chapter 5: A Secret Garden. Zephyr had a secret. He took Luna and Bobo behind the waterfall to a magical garden filled with glowing flowers and golden butterflies. This is my home, he said. I grow magical herbs and flowers here. I wanted to share them with Floraland, but when I flew near, everyone screamed and ran away. Luna's eyes sparkled. Zephyr, this garden is beautiful. I know my people would love it, if they only knew your kind heart. Zephyr looked hopeful. Do you really think so? I do, said Luna. And I have an idea. Chapter 6: Back to the Kingdom. Luna returned to Floraland with Zephyr by her side. At first, the people were scared. The dragon is back, they cried. But Luna stood tall in the middle of the town square and said, Dear friends, this is Zephyr. He's not a beast. He's gentle and kind. He brought magical herbs from his garden that can heal and bring joy. To prove it, Zephyr sprinkled glowing flower dust over a sad, sick tree in the garden, and it bloomed bright and full. The people gasped. It's a miracle. Soon, everyone gathered around the dragon. Children sat on his tail. Farmers asked him about his flowers. Even the queen smiled and welcomed Zephyr to the kingdom. Chapter 7: A Royal Friendship. Floraland changed forever. Zephyr became the royal garden keeper. He built a floating garden above the castle with Luna, filled with glowing flowers and singing butterflies. He and Luna became the best of friends. They laughed, played, and traveled together, bringing magic to every corner of the kingdom. And every year, they celebrated Dragon Day, where Zephyr flew across the sky with children riding on his back, and Luna played her flute under the stars. Zephyr was never lonely again. And Princess Luna taught the world a very important lesson. Glowing star, never judge anyone before knowing their heart. Glowing star.